Thank you very much, everyone. Please sit down. I wonder, you are allowed to cry, isn't it? It's so nice. I saw Hallie getting her Oscar, and she just wept the most beautiful, glorious, fabulous tears. And I wept with her, sitting in the audience. It was a great moment, which I will never forget, because that was a true breaking down of one kind of a barrier moment, and it was very moving. Well, what an incredible experience this is, and thank you very much. And I do want to say a few words about being a woman and all of that stuff. Hoik my Spanx up. And get down to it. So, anyway, let's get serious. Unappreciated, underused and ill-used, undervalued, undernourished, uneducated, unsung. What is happening to that incredible global resource called women, the only future of the human race? In my mother's time, and we talk a lot about mothers, don't we, in this kind of situation. It shows the importance of a good mother. My mother told me a woman's voice was not deemed authoritative enough to read the news, Katie Couric. I bet you remember. You won't remember those days, but my mum did. She also was convinced that she would personally walk on the moon before there could be a female prime minister. Aren't you sick of being told what you can and you can't do? If you live long enough, like I have, you live to see so many of these so-called scientific truths about gender and race to be shown up for the load of old rubbish that they were in the first place. However, it doesn't stop people from still continuing to spew them out. Both my mother and my father believed that a girl could do anything, and she had the right to try for it. Above all, I was taught the importance of economic independence. I am my parents' daughter. I so applaud the mentors among you. Nothing is more important than to encourage ambition and belief in yourself, and to be a role model for those without my kind of parents. In my career, as I got older, you know, journalists were and are still always asking me kind of to complain about the opportunities for older women on screen, and I certainly could complain about that. I've seen too many of my brilliant colleagues who worked non-stop through their 20s, their 30s, and their 40s, and only to find a complete desert in their 50s. And no work means no income. You can't earn enough to keep yourself. I certainly could complain about the fact that virtually every drama made for film, stage, or television has 20 male characters to maybe the 1, 2, or if you're lucky, 3 female characters. And that includes Shakespeare, incidentally. Why do you think I had to play Prospero in The Tempest? I had to nick one of their roles. I resent having witnessed in my life the survival of some very mediocre male actors and the professional demise of some very brilliant female ones. However, in answer to those journalists' questions, I always say this: I'm not so concerned about the dearth of roles for women in drama. I'm concerned... Okay, turn your phone off. Yeah, it's off. I'm concerned about the presence and the perception of women in life, on our public stages of politics, of law, of commerce, science, engineering. However, there have, of course, been great changes, and how my mother would have celebrated the careers of Hillary Clinton, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, Nancy Pelosi, Condoleezza Rice, Benazir Bhutto, and yes, Margaret Thatcher. So I think my mum somewhere up there is actually walking on the moon. Especially gratifying to me now is that when I watch CNN and an expert on North-South Korean relations or the movement of volcanic ash or the demise of the euro, it's very often a woman who's the expert speaking on these subjects. And this is what changes roles on screen. However, with all respect to you many brilliant and successful women in this room, executive producers, writers, directors, really not too much has changed in the canon of Hollywood filmmaking that continues to worship at the altar of the 18 to 25-year-old male and his penis. Quite small, I always think. Maybe a little bit. However, the existence of this breakfast and this organization, the fact that so many of you take mentoring girls so seriously, that is a great step towards the ultimate recognition of the value of women and the releasing of all that power and energy and intellect. Now, I want you to listen carefully to these numbers that I got from the Wall Street Journal. Women control 20 trillion, I repeat, 20 trillion in consumer spending. And this is really interesting. They represent a growth market twice as big as China and India combined. So, how about a bit of goddamned respect? Thank you.